Hello,
ABC. We're the Mays family.
I'm Kirk, I'm 47.
I'm Debbie, I'm 46.
I'm Connor, I'm 16.
I'm Carson, I'm 12.
Hey, I'm Connor Race, I'm the oldest son. And I was sworn with my dad during his accident. And we were hunting that morning and got done hunting, couldn't get a hold of him on his cell phone. And I walked to his deer stand and saw him, and just scary feeling seeing your dad like that. He's still the most important influence in my life, and to have this house would be everything. It would change how hard it is and make it a little bit easier on him. He goes to work every day. And all the pain he's in, he goes through it, and probably the toughest person I've ever known. And like I said, to have this house, to make it bigger and have more things for him, so he could work on his goal, which is to walk again.
My name's Carson. I'm the youngest. My dad has meant a lot to me, and the way that he does stuff, it's just really, it impresses me, and he inspires me a lot. And every night I gotta come home and I can't do nothing with him or nothing, and makes me kind of mad. And if y'all come, it will mean a lot to me and him and my family. Every day I gotta come home and stretch him and put him in bed and all that. He has meant a lot to his students, everybody. They all pray for him and everything. And we deserve this a lot because my dad, he does a lot for everybody. It will mean a lot if y'all come to our house and bless us. And please just give us a wonderful house. Amen. And I just wish he could walk so we could play again, and he had an accessible house. If he has an accessible house, then it will mean a lot to us. Me, my brother, my mom, him. And I mean, it's just hard for me to go through this, and if y'all come, it will mean a lot.
I think our family's unique because we've been through so many trials and tribulations in 20 years or so. Kirk and I have been married. It took us a long time to start a family. 7 years, I think, before I had her first, and it was a little girl who's stillborn. So that was our first challenge in life, I guess. And then when we finally were blessed with our first son, Connor, we had found out that he suffers from, it's called Russell Silver syndrome. All that changed. We've slowly come back to, I guess, a new norm, and in some ways I think we made it look easy, or Kirk made it look so easy. He went back to work, which I think is phenomenal, within 3 months of his accident, which I don't think I've ever, of all the therapy groups and people we've met through spinal cord injury support groups and stuff, to my knowledge, a lot of them don't ever go back to work. He refused to be he still refuses to be labeled disabled. He doesn't want people holding the doors for him. He tries to be as independent as possible. I mean, it's just, he's amazing how he's done mind over matter. He's in pain every day. Most of the people that we've met through spinal cord groups, they're on a lot of medications for their pains, for all their issues that come along. People say, oh, you're in a wheelchair, or you think, everything's fine. You don't realize I've learned, you don't realize all the things that means, like your skin breakdown, simple things like going to the bathroom. He doesn't have control with that. I mean, he has to manually do everything, and even, the bowel movement program. There's just so many things that you have to be mindful of that you just never see, and I don't think Kirk ever shares that with anybody. The simple thing of always sitting down looking up to people. I think Kirk more than anything I know he wants to walk, but if he could even stand, to look somebody in the eye, something so simple as accessible. He has one way of getting in and out of the house, which I think could cause a problem, fire hazard. One of his strengths was finding what a kid was good at and putting them in that position and encouraging children or encouraging his athletes, student athletes, to do well in school. So I know he values academics as well as athletics. Some of these kids, I think Kirk is probably maybe the only male influence in their lives, and I feel they know that they're loved by him and that he would do anything for them. I remember when one child got in trouble with the law, they called us. He called Kirk from jail. Kirk was his one phone call, and so I guess as far as one of the big fears is, that it's just going to fall down around us. But for Kirk, I would like for him to not feel like he's a prisoner in his own home, to have the space to do rehab. How he gives to the community and students, I just think it's endless. He lives up at that school. He's up there not just Monday through Friday. He's up there Saturday morning doing the laundry for the football players. He's up there Sunday reviewing the tapes and having his coaches meetings. Before the accident, he did everything. He painted the field. He mowed the field. He did everything. Now, it's hard for Kirk to ask for help. And I know both boys have stepped up and they do things for their dad like you don't realize. Just stretching his legs because he's in pain.
I'm a football coach and athletic director at the high school. I've been a football coach for 23 years. The kids at the school have been great since my accident. Everyone's been behind me, supportive. No one has treated me any different in any way. I think that is some of my best medicine. I think getting up and going to work every day. I can't even imagine or start to tell you how things have changed. Before, I was always very independent, and I think they missed out or are missing out in a lot of ways. And I feel sometimes I let them down in a lot of ways for being in a wheelchair. I want to be very independent. I want to be able to support my family. That's probably one of my biggest fears, is not being able to get up every day and going to work. I'll go this way.
I bet that's how when Kurt has to shower, he has to go in the bathroom one way, and then he goes in backwards to shower, and then he has to go in frontwards when he goes to the bathroom. He can't be in the bathroom and do one. He has to come in this way. And so, needless to say, the bathroom would probably be one of the biggest things if we could get it fixed. And then when he has to go, he'd back in to get into the shower, and then for him to have to go to use the bathroom, he's got to come out, turn around, and then go in forward wise. Have a door, so he, basically we have a curtain that doesn't fit. You always have gaps and stuff, and I think that's one thing the boys, the kids are embarrassed because this is the main hall bathroom. So it's not, that you can tell, this thing, see he knocked this off the frame? Stop. Okay, in the bathroom you can see that the chair for the shower, it's scraped up, it scratches his leg. It's just kind of awkward for him to get in and out. And then we have the toilet seat. You can tell that's nasty, cracked, and it's just, this whole bathroom is awful. I don't know if you can tell in the video, the floor in the bathroom, it's a linoleum. I don't know if you can tell probably from the video, but it's not sealed right or something. I think there's water damage, or it's leaking underneath there because it's kind of buckled. And this is the full length of the hallway. You can tell how tight it is and how small. Every time he goes in and out, he's taking chunks off the molding and stuff. And it's just going to keep chunking, I guess, until he takes it all off. This is the mark in the hall that, you know, from the back of his wheelchair, when he turns around, he scrapes the paneling, and it just keeps getting deeper and deeper. And, you know, here's more, the doorways. This is the doorway going into his bedroom. It was the only door we could widen. And it's still not wide enough. You can tell he like scrapes. He either hits the door and makes holes in it coming in or out. This is the doorway into the master bedroom. He can't get in. There again, it's more scraping from the wheelchair, him just not having room. This is Kirk's room. It was the only room big enough where he could kind of move with the wheelchair. He's got to sleep on like a therapeutic type mattress that we just put on a full-size bed. It's like a twin size, but put on a full-size bed because of the skin breakdown and pressure points. In here, we have an issue with, he knocked off one of the doors completely off its frame, so we only have one door, but we also have an issue with like storing all of his bathroom and his medical stuff that he has. We keep getting outside to do the laundry. Of course, it's kind of nasty. It's basically, Kurt can't get to it at all as far as... We had done the pool for Kurt because he likes to float with a life jacket, so his legs stretch, because when he's sitting all day, they tend to get kind of cramped up. So we kind of but it's really hard for Kurt to get in or out. Basically, we kind of throw him in to get him in, and then getting him out, it takes about 3 of us, one person. I know it sounds crazy or looks crazy, but I think it gives him some of his self-esteem to make sure, you know, to kind of help out a little bit around the house.
If we get in, it's kind of tough, but
the power part of the van doesn't work, so he has to push a button from the inside because we don't have a clicker, like an automatic clicker. And then you got to hold the door out far enough to go down. Sometimes you have to shake it. It doesn't work all the time. So it makes it hard for Kurt to get in and out. Usually at school, he'll leave the door wide open, the van open, so he doesn't have to close it, because in order to close it, you gotta...
Honestly, me, I wouldn't know what to do. You know, they say don't give up on life, and that coach, he's not giving up on us. You know, every day I see him struggle. He never complained. You know, I see him go through pain every day. And, you know, my freshman year was my first year of high school. And I had him, and I found out about the accident. And, like, 2 months later, Coach May was back at school. You know, so that you know, that meant a lot to me, like, my freshman year, knowing that he wasn't going to quit on me. He was always there for me, you know, like, as a coach, father figure, and as a friend. You know, I could talk to him about anything. And, like, the situation you're in, he's not using that as an excuse, and like he's not giving up. He's every day he's going after it. Football on the field, he's going after it. In school, class, it don't matter what we're doing, Coach Mays, he never give up.
No, it's same old Coach Mays, out trying to get in everything he can, run up down the sideline, just trying to do his best to what he can do.
Summer this year, Coach Mays, he told me to text him I need a ride. I text him every day. He came from his house, from the school, come get me every day. You know, like, that meant, I mean, for him at home, he'd rather do football. We be in school, he be doing plays. He'll come pull me aside, we would talk about football plays. And, you know, like, he never gave up on us, and he sacrificed time out of his life, you know, precious time that he could just, you know, just quit on himself, you know, quit coaching, and, you know, try to better himself. But he tried to do both at one time, but
it means a lot to me. I see him as a father, as a second father. And I don't think the accident changed him. It changed his life, but it didn't change him as a human being.